belated Halloween!
Oh, yeah.
On behalf of all of Fantasy Smack Talk, I am the super awesome Trade Master Dustin Barkley, and to my right is a Pop-Tart.
Brown cinnamon.
It is delicious. Sorry
flavor
guys, we're
there.
belated with our Halloween show. I know everyone loves it. And I did not make this mask. Dustin made a mask of himself. What a weird guy.
It's a good
Go ahead and
mask.
give him a tip, weird guy.
It's a good mask. Trade deadline coming up soon. My tip is make sure you don't have too many startable players on your bench. You can't be wasting talent on your bench. If every week you're deciding between really talented receivers and you have a top 20 receivers sitting on your bench every week, that's a problem. You need to fix that because come playoff time, the bench ain't going to help you. You need to start as much talent as you can. Do a 2-for-1. If you're weak at running back, trade one of those receivers, upgrade at running back, and make sure your lineup is optimal for your starting lineup. You still want depth, but there's a difference between
And don't
depth.
overvalue your own players in a trade. Everyone always seems to do that. If they're on your team and somebody tries to trade you, like, they're trying to get something over on top of me. Don't look at them independently. Don't overvalue your own players.
You gotta give up something to get something.
Exactly. Let's go. I can't even breathe. Forum questions.
Forum questions. The first one. To
What are you doing?
The sit hugging, which receiver, Tavon Austin at Arizona, Miles Austin at Cincinnati, must have bye week issues because this is kind of gross, but Brent, who you going with?
It is ugly. First of all, if you can get Gabriel, if you can get Wheaton, if you can get Robinson, if you can get Hearns, if you can get even Robert Woods, heck, I like all of those guys over these two. But obviously you're in a deep league, you got bye week issues. I don't like either, but I'm going to go Miles Austin. Just think he might have a better chance of finding the end zone. It's ugly though. Oh man. Alright, Dustin! Chase 9210 wants to know. Actually, remember this one, I have to look down again. No, I don't. West at Cincinnati or Rainey versus the ATL Atlanta Falcons. Where are you going, Pop-Tart?
I see why you're considering this one. If you owned West or you just picked him up, you're excited about the news that he's going to be the featured back. But I still think there's less question marks around Rainey. I know Sims is going to be making his debut. A lot of people are excited about that. But, Rainey has the better matchup. And I think, if West gets off to a slow start or fumbles, I think his lease is going to be very short. They're going to throw Ben Tate in there. I think there's less question marks around Rainey. I would go with him this week. All right, we got a quarterback question from Jay Brins. Cam Newton at Philly, Matt Ryan at Tampa. Who you going with?
If I'm answering as Dustin Barkley, I would say, well, this is kind of close because Cam, you never know with the rushing in the legs, and maybe he finds the end zone.
That's not what I said.
But Dustin's wrong! You're going to go Matt Ryan here. I know the offensive line has been bad, but Cam Newton hasn't been great. He can throw it to the rookie, that's about it. Greg Olson's been regressing as well. I just really like Matt Ryan to throw it all over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love his weapons. I'm just going Matt Ryan. I think this one's a slam dunk.
All right, let's move to those duds, sleepers and deep sleepers. My dud's going to be Charles Sims. We got a lot of questions in our forums last week about him before he was announced being deactivated. He wasn't active for the game last week. And I think it was silly to think about starting him then. And I still think it's kind of silly to think about starting him now, even now he is going to play. It's too risky. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, he might get 5 to 8 touches, maybe something like that, but you're not getting too excited about Sims this week. If you have bye week issues, you don't have anyone else, yes, you're starting him, you're hoping he does something with those touches, but I just don't think he's going to touch the ball enough for you to start him over anyone decent. My sleeper is Cam Newton. You
love Newton way too much.
The potential is still there. He looked awful last week. He had 10 days to figure this one out as far as, coming into this week. And Philly gives up a ton of yards. They're a decent fantasy defense, but they give up a lot of yards. They lost their best player, Ryans, last week on defense. I just think Cam Newton will be serviceable this week. Yes, he's not necessarily startable in 10-team leagues probably, but I still think he is a good
Matt
sleeper.
Ryan startable in 10-team leagues?
Yeah.
Well, then it's not as close as you think it is. Keep going. Go with your deep
Newton
sleeper.
and Ryan are very close this week, in my opinion. My deep sleepers, Gabriel for Cleveland, going up against Cincinnati.
That's a good one.
I do like him this week. Hawkins is a little banged up. They got to throw to somebody. You like to think that the Bengals will be playing with a lead. And if you want to do a drinking game during the game, count how many times they say Battle of Ohio. That's a good one for you. Just a little tidbit. Did you like that?
I like the fact that you After saying it was like, that's great right there. Good job by me. Good job, me. Look, me. Good job.
I'm a Pop-Tart.
I'm a Pop-Tart. My bust is going to be Mark Sanchez. I really can't breathe or see anything anymore. My bust, no ventilation. None. My bust is going to be Mark Sanchez. And everybody is getting way too hyped on this guy. I do like him. I actually ranked him, I think, in my top 15, so decent. But we're starting to get some crazy questions on it. It's almost like people are ranking him as if he was Foles, but actually a little bit better. So that's
He's
nuts.
new.
He's new. I know. Yeah, he's new with new shiny toys. So I know Chip Kelly said they didn't miss a beat, but guess what? He didn't start for a reason. So just temper your expectations. Don't do anything stupid. My sleeper is going to be Cooks of the New Orleans Saints. I know he hasn't been great as of late, but I actually kind of wanted to put on this because I do like him as almost a low-end trade target as well. They're playing the 49ers, not the best matchup in the world, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And with that said, they're playing indoors, in the dome. He's much better at home. Drew Brees is much better at home. I just like him as a sleeper. And then my deep sleeper is going to be the Steelers defense. True, Troy Polamalu's out. Their rookie is also out as well. But they're playing the Jets. Vic is still turnover prone, and the Jets are not a great offense. If you need a pick up and play, I think you could, there's ones you could do a lot worse. Let's put it that way. All right, hurry up. Michael Pence.
Let's look at Mike's pick. His dud's going to be Trey Mason. You know, obviously long term you're excited about Mason as the best runner out there. He's getting the touches, but not against the Cardinals. Not the best matchup for him. Look elsewhere if you can. His sleeper is going to be Devontae Adams.
I like him.
He
played on like 90-some% of snaps. It's great.
He's seeing the field a decent amount. Boykin.
Not a decent, a lot.
A lot.
Snaps.
Boykin's out of the
I have to
picture.
correct myself all the time.
Adams. Adams is a solid play this week. You know, especially in some leagues he's still available. You've got bye week problems.
I scooped him.
He would be a good guy to pick up. His deep sleepers, Michael Rivera. This guy's been a target machine as the last couple
20
weeks.
in 2 weeks.
You gotta love his matchup against Denver. I mean, I feel like Oakland's gonna be behind before that game even starts.
20 targets, 2 weeks.
Rivera's gonna get some touches. He actually looked pretty good. I picked him up in a couple leagues. Gave up on Ertz. Guy doesn't see the field. Go Rivera. Dustin over here. Brownson and Pop-Tart right here.
Oh man. Hold on here. Hold on. Oh Jesus.
Hey, watch the Pop-Tart.
Oh, I don't even know if that was good. Happy Halloween! Good God. I bet my face is beat red too.